Throughout the course of life, there are many different hurdles that completely shove people outside of their comfort zone and put them through tough trials that test their strength, capabilities, and drive. Has anyone ever gone through such a tough time in their life where they feel like nothing could possibly get worse and then it seems as if it does? Have you ever put yourself in that position to the point of breaking and you begin to second guess the choices you have made that led up to that point in your life? For me, I reached this point roughly a year ago when I had sworn into the United States Army and had to endure the tough trials I blindly faced head-on during basic combat training at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Basic training is a boot camp that introduces the Army life, methods, and tactics to put civilians to the test in order to evaluate the mental and physical capabilities of a person, to train them for a real-life war zone, and fully equip them for the life of a full-time soldier. Today I would like to share with you the different types of people I encountered along the way, the physical training that prepared me to become a soldier, and the mental challenges I fought within myself each time I was introduced to a new fear as a newly recruit. These challenges transformed my mentality and the way of life while also preparing me for what I will encounter in the future as I serve my country. First, I would like to talk to you about the many types of people I met and shared my experience with. Within the walls of the barracks, there were people who were from all parts of the world. We had people ranging from Africa to Canada. It was insane to me to see the mass diversity of the people who had fought their way into our country just to serve alongside of us in the fight for our freedom. They often revealed to me how they dreamed of our liberating freedom and our rights, and by being a part of America, it meant that they had finally found their ticket to something bigger compared to the struggles they faced back at home. Since we were all from different places and all had different beliefs, opinions, and strengths, we all had to find our common ground in order to work together to complete different courses. I soon learned that by using what we all could differently bring to the table, that as a team we could more efficiently complete the exercises. This is an example of how they trained us to let go of our selfish outlooks and work together to complete a common goal, which have great importance, especially when it comes to field work and team missions. For example, the males often possess more upper body strength, while girls are typically smaller when referring to their frame size. So when it came to obstacles that we had to find a way to climb over a wall or another large object, they would hoist us up and over it while we would pull them up the rest of the way. Although we had all our differences, we shared one thing in common, which was the fact that we all had families back at home who motivated us to push through and succeed no matter what. Every night we would compare our families, our stories, and show pictures of our loved ones. I learned so many different crazy stories, and it really opened my eyes to see just how good some of us have it here in America. Next, I would like to talk to you about the physical aspects of the training that determined if we were eligible to pass or fail. As upcoming soldiers in the making, we all had to take the Army Physical Fitness Test that is designed to test our strength, endurance, and cardiovascular respiratory fitness of a person by instructing them to run 2 miles and achieve the set limits of push-ups and sit-ups, depending upon the category that they fell under, within 2 minutes. Day in and day out, we had to learn to push ourselves by learning new techniques and on focusing on what to do to make us better in hopes of passing the test during the hour of physical training we were allotted each morning. If we failed to complete the test with a passing percentage, we could not complete basic training. Other types of courses that we had to go through were courses where we had to work together in order to better our team building skills. An example of one of the courses is a set up of wooden poles that stood out from the ground, and we were given slabs of wood to attempt to make our way across the wooden poles while avoiding touching the ground. As a team, we had to work together to find solutions to get us across the obstacles to complete the tasks they had set for us. The smaller courses, such as the ones that I described, physically prepared us for the bigger tasks, such as ropes courses, land navigation, field work, gun ranges, and set missions that would all relate to real-life war zone experiences. Lastly, I would like to share with you the mental challenges and fears I faced when it came to heights, home, and health during my days in training. All of my life, I have always been terrified of heights, so naturally they took that fear and made me face it head-on. In order to complete basic training, we had to complete a rappelling course that was over 50 feet in the air. The thought of that being that high absolutely scared me to death. But with the help of my teammates and their motivation, I completed the course with flying colors. The goal of this course was to teach us that becoming a soldier means pushing through the extremes and testing your limits, especially when it comes to real-life scenarios such as jumping out of a helicopter to rappelling down a mountain. Also, throughout my life, I've always been a homebody. I have never gone a day where I have not had contact with my family. While I was there, we were completely cut off from any means of contact with the exception of letters. Once every 2 weeks, they would do a mail handout, which we had the possibility to hear from our parents, other relatives, and friends. They intended for us to not have contact so that we could fully focus on bettering ourselves and a complete focus on our training. I would like to remind you that the intentions of my speech was to give you a small glimpse of the experience that an enlisted soldier would face if you were to ever enlist and go through basic combat training, and how it would apply to the daily life and duties of an American soldier. I discussed with you the diversity and overcoming differences between the different types of people in basic training and the physical tests and courses that teach important lessons mentally and physically, and the mental challenges fought in the day-to-day routine of basic military training. I hope that my speech has shown you just a tiny glimpse of what a uniformed officer or soldier has undergone in order to serve our country so that more respect is paid towards them. George S. Patton, Jr. once said, "The soldier is the army. No army is better than its soldiers. The soldier is also a citizen. In fact, the highest obligation and privilege of citizenship is that of bearing arms for one's country." Being a part of the nation's military is a great privilege, no matter the hardships. I hope you enjoyed learning about the first-hand experience of basic training, and no matter how hard life seems, always remember that the roof over your head and the freedom that you've been given is by the men who are still willing to put their life on the line to provide you with the good things that you have been giving. Count your blessings, and in its own way, life will work out for the good or the bad. Thank you.